Good morning, all. I'm not happy today because it's been brought to my attention that Pink Book Lesson was coming for Chicago. Now, Pink Book Lesson, I fucks with her content. And when she upload videos, I listen. She be, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. And she be spot on. Let me look at my shoulder. Oh, she usually be spot on. But this time coming for Chicago, I don't like it. But I respect everyone's views, opinions, their cares, and their concern. I listen. It got a little bit too much, so I had to turn away. But I got enough. I heard enough. I got all that I needed. And I'm going to say, I understand people do stuff for content, you know. And the woman, Korshonda, and her kids that was attacked in Chicago, that's a hot topic. It was a hot topic. And it may sound creepy and weird, but I watched just about every video about that situation for like 2 days nonstop. I was trying to gather information before I made any comments because everyone has something to say, but the video speaks for itself. Chicago has its own language. I see content creators, they have created um, videos just on Chicago language. You know what? I'm coming around. I'm beginning to look more like myself. My face is filling out. What about my hands? Is my hands filling back out? Because they were like real bony. Okay. But anyway, Chicago has its own language. And people do not, some do not understand our language. But it is understood in Chicago. We know, right? As we should. So going back to the man telling the women to stand down, I don't know what that means anywhere else. But to tell somebody to stand down in Chicago, that means in English, get the fuck back. To stand down, get the fuck back. You need to stand down. Get the fuck back. Back the fuck up. To stand down means you ain't my equal. You better get the fuck on. To say that to a person in Chicago, that's disrespect. I don't care how thin you slice that cake. Stand down. Oh no. Oh no. And that what teed those women's off. And like one woman said, stand down, y'all need to stand up. That's not a lie. The father of the victim, he said he didn't know nothing about it. He at work. So, like I said in my last video pertaining to this situation, what do you mean you don't know nothing about it? You didn't know nothing about them getting jumped on that day because you was at work, or you don't know what is going on because you're not there. You're not in the home. Being a Chicagoan, 9 out of 10, he's not in the home. If he said he didn't know what was going on, then he goes on to say, oh, they're jealous because they're dirty and my son is clean. Do you really think that's why they're being bullied? Okay, anyway, people don't see, or they not labeling it correctly, that we have a behavior issue here, some mental issues, social issues, communication issues, environmental issues, financial or economic issues. All of these issues that has plagued our community. You know, I once called, I had a medical card at one point, and I saw some behavior changes in my child. He's one of my youngest, and all he would listen to, all he would listen to was Juice World. Juice World pictures, Juice World paintings, juice, 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 to where I'm like, you obsessed with juice. What is with juice? Juice, 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 stop it. I forbid him to listen to Juice World. Never heard any music from Juice. I just thought he was just Juice World crazy. About a year or two later, I began to listen to Juice. Good music, but he was sad. He was hurt. He was depressed. He had mental and behavior, emotional issues. So I asked my son, was he depressed? Have you thought about suicide? And he like, yeah. So I went on the back of my medical card and I called that hotline for depression and all of that. And they like, no, we ain't here for that. We don't help with that. But it says here on the back of the card, ma'am, to call. I see signs. My son openly admitted he's depressed. Turn me away. I didn't stop there. I went to his primary care doctor, let him know what was going on. I exit the room. They had a conversation. The doctor calls me back in the room. Nothing wrong with him, just growing pain. He's good. So when me and my son got in the car, I'm like, did you get anything out of that? Did that help you? He absolutely not. So I found a mental health clinic and he made one or two meetings and they gave me a call like, hey, he's cleared. And this man said he thought about suicide and he's depressed. The system is failing our children and is failing us as adults because I took myself to the program. Because we need to get down to the root of this. And it starts with the parents. I stopped going because I was counseling the counselor. It wasn't my session, it was her session. It was her time to talk to me about her family and the issues in her family. And then next thing you know, well, session over. But can I session over? So anyway, what I do to help my son, I check on him. I ask him how he feels, what he's thinking, what his mood is. Do not be afraid to have a conversation with me. I'm available. I told him, let's make a deal. If I'm feeling some kind of way, can I come talk to you? And if you're feeling some kind of way, I'm open to listen. Like I say, my family and I, we get together once a month and we have open discussion. We love on each other. We eat. We play games. And then we split. It's like a check in. The siblings, they in constant communication, but with mama, they are not. I'm on a need to know basis. And when they need support, call mama. But other than that, I need to see what maturing doing. It's not a doubt in my mind that most of them mothers are trying. The resources are not there. You're telling the parents to get up and get a job. Where? How? Let me know where McDonald's, the Dollar Tree, Walgreens, Walmart will pay for my car note, my rent, my utilities, my other expenses. We need job training, job readiness. We need programs that is not available to us. And if you find out something, it's either too late, the program to end it, they done ran out of funds, or you're lacking something. You don't have this. You don't have that. Well, that's why I'm here, so I can get all of that. No, you got to have that before you come in the door. It's something. I was looking for a second job when I was living in Chicago. I was looking for a second job. Have a strong work history. I didn't want nothing heavy because working in the medical field, that's heavy enough. I went to the Dollar Tree, and at the interview, and when I was young, I worked at Hardee's on a cash register, and I worked at I want to call it like a little furniture store on the cash register. So at the Dollar Tree, what you doing? Stocking? Because I gotta stock medical supplies at work. Dealing with people in the public, I'm dealing with patients, and I'm dealing with family and my coworkers. Arriving early, leaving late, opening and closing the clinic, I'm doing that. So what, sir? This man tells me at the interview, like, you won't be a good fit here. You have a lot of medical experience. Why don't you find something in medical? But I want to work. Who and what are you looking for? Someone that's going to show up and show out, or someone that's going to lollygag through these doors, steal your shit, half ass show up? What is you looking for? What is the qualification? So, you know, it's not a doubt in my mind that some of these parents are working, want to work, but it's the resources. You're not making enough. I would, I don't want to think that, oh, you're just setting up on Section 8 and you're not doing nothing, because you have to have some kind of income in most cases. Because from what I remember, like back in the 90s, they had changed it where, like early 2000s, where you just couldn't have zero rent. I'm talking about Chicago. You had to have $2 or $3 or $5 to put towards that rent. They had changed it. Um, you just not making enough. And you're not qualified. So let's start there. Since people know so much and you're monetizing off of these platforms, you could talk about it, but you don't want to be about it. Put something in place for the people. Whether it's a seminar, a workshop, put something in place for the people so they can become qualified and self sufficient. Talking about people behind their back, hiding your face, talking about people, that's not solving the crises. The crisis. That's not solving the crisis. Are we going to lose some? Yep. Are we going to miss some? Yep. Some just not going to get it? Yep. Some love their lifestyle and don't want to change? Yep. But that do not mean you don't help them. That does not mean you do not try. Because everybody don't get it at the same time. And everybody not going to get it how you got it. But that don't mean you do not try. To talk about women and men making poor choices, what do you mean by that? Tell me, Pink Book Lesson, and anyone else who feels like that, what do you mean make poor choices? This is an analogy. When you go to a donut shop and you see a donut with cream cheese, strawberries, and glaze, these are all the toppings that you like. It look good. It smell good. And it has the things that you like. So that's the one you want. You bite into it. It is the most disgusting, nastiest thing you've ever tasted in your life. It's either too sweet, it's too sour, it's too dry, it's bitter, it's greasy, it doesn't have the right taste, it's missing something, or it has too much of something. So you spit it out. You don't like it. I look at that when we're choosing our mate. It look good. It smells good. It has some qualities. But when you get it, and you taste it, you fool around with it, and then you come to the realization, uh, this ain't it. As I said before, we've gotten so far from dating and courting. And in my book, dating and courting is two different things. Dating, you go out, you meet up, you engage in conversation, you collecting information. And based on the information, 1, 2, 3 dates, or however long you want to date, then you make a decision to move forward, or this is not going to work. Courting to me is when the person comes to your house, they meet your family, and based on the questions that your family may have for this potential, then your family will be able to say, don't bring him back here. Don't bring her back here. This is not the one for you. You come to the house. You meet the family. The family meets you. Questions are being asked about themselves, their parents. Are you able to take care of my daughter? Are you able to take care of my son? A parent may be able to tell you on the first day, but 2, 3, 4 encounters, we should be able to tell something. We gotten away from that. We don't have time for that. Everything is instant, right away, right now, without knowing the family history. And then you come with these children that has challenges and disabilities. It's not their fault. But yes, get to know the person that you're entertaining. But to sit up there and drag the women and men of Chicago like that, and you don't know them, you don't know their background, you're looking at a 10-minute clip and just went in on those people out there, not knowing the context. Everybody out there in front of that school has something to say. Emotions was at an all-time high. But I'm sure once when the smoke clears and you were to talk to them, it would be something different. In my opinion, it wasn't the time or the place for that. Pick a time, pick a place, and a date. And let's have a community meeting. Go to your church. Go to your community center. Go to your community colleges. They have spaces that I'm sure they will let you gather if you orchestrate it right. Where you can congregate and talk about your community issues. If you can't do that, where's your home? Get your flyers. Get your finger food. your water bottles, and let's talk about it. The men, since you all want to be present, put something together so you can be more involved. If those kids are tyrants and want to walk behind parents and students to jump on them, then I'm going to need y'all to go up to that school when they get out and walk them home. I need y'all to get up out of bed, turn Boo and Bay loose, and walk them kids to school since they can't keep their hands and their feet off of folks. Walk they behinds to and from school. Meet with the principal, meet with the teachers, pull me up a desk and a chair. I need to see what's going on. I have friends that is working in the Chicago education system. And some of y'all educators want to be so relatable. You talking that talk with them. You walking that walk with them. You got them recording you. They have your social media information. They're following you. They're commenting, they're liking, and vice versa. So when you say the school don't have a hand in it, yes, the school do have a hand in it because you're in my community. You are a part of my community when the school is in my community. We need to be on one accord. You need to have my number like I need to have your number. I need your email and you need my email. We need to work together. You shouldn't me when I was in school, elementary, going to Parkside, and them teachers was swatting your ass with them rulers, hands out, palms up, waka waka. And if you got out of to where they had to spank you, that was done, and nobody had nothing to say. Not a word. I didn't have teachers grab me up and push me out the room and got in my face like this. Let me tell you something. All because I sighed. Where you at, Miss Cheryl's? From Parkside on East End. Where you at? All because she told us to put our books away, we were finna do something else. And I let out a sigh. And drug me away from the kids and got in my face like this. Let me tell you something. I didn't go tell my mama. She was my mama. But now the parents want to beat up the educators. But for real though, you know, everybody have a struggle. You know, and with Trump in office, to my understanding, whether these parents trying or not, he's enforcing people to make a way for themselves because he's snatching government funding quick. So I know where I am, they have a program where if you are an undergraduate, they pay for your education. And you think I ain't on that program? I thought I had my computer. Baby, nigga trying to get a degree. What? And I was going in school. I went in for 2 semesters. This third, no, 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 no. This my fourth semester. So the summer I did online, a hybrid. And this semester, this fall semester, I did online. And then the spring semester that I already signed up for, I am doing it online. However, I was pursuing a degree. And I'm just going to say healthcare. I wanted a higher degree. But now that I've been in the healthcare, cleaning patients, fooling with medical supplies, medical equipment, I don't I don't think I want to do healthcare. And I know there's a lot of areas that I can go into, but I'm mostly now leaning into behavior and mental health. Let's talk about some things. And when you could talk to someone that is relatable, you can get to places because in the healthcare, I was known, me, Chicago, I was known to be able to persuade the patients. I got the gift of gab. Why? Because I'm relatable. I could talk that talk. And because I can relate. I don't know if I'm an old soul, but I'm in my 50s, my early 50s. I could rap to someone now that is younger than me and relate and know where they're coming from without, you shouldn't do that. But you do. No, I feel you. I know you want to get on their ass. I know he's a goofy. I can talk the talk. But when I was younger, I was able to relate to the older people. And I was able to get them to get their treatment, making them feel comfortable and relaxed that you got somebody here that know where you coming from. We not playing this, and I'ma make sure it's gonna go right, because if not, I'ma get on their ass. But I ain't even gotta do that. You know why? Because I'ma do it myself. Now this is what you need. This is how I'ma give it to you. this how it's gonna go. But anyway, you say you went where? You did what with who? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, I'm not using profanity like that. But you have to know how to relate. I have a home health nurse that come out here and see me, black woman, and she went through what I'm going through. So we could talk. And she made me feel comfortable. Now they bringing these white girls out here who I don't want to see, getting on my nerves, irritating the fuck out of me. Where is she? I told one of the ladies, where is she? I like her because she's relatable. Now when they come in through my door, I don't give them the same joy and smile energy like I did with the black girl. But y'all, this went too long. And until next time, love yourself, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself.